Hey guys, welcome to this next YouTube video. Today I'm going to give you 2 reasons as to why you have the yips. Let's get into the video. So let's just talk about what the yips is. Okay, the yips is when a player has high acceleration through the impact position. Okay, so what this means is when they take their backstroke through the ball, their putter is moving at quite high acceleration, too high. We're meant to have constant acceleration through the ball, so no acceleration through impact, just a constant tempo. If we have high acceleration through the ball, then that turns into more of a hit, and it takes out any sort of feel within your putting stroke. When you see someone that has the yips, you'll notice that through the ball, they have very high acceleration. So again, there's no feel involved in this technique. And as much as people say that the yips is more of a mental block, I believe that is true, but I believe that mental block is caused by technical faults. These technical faults being the cause of high acceleration through the ball. And there's 2 reasons as to why I think a player develops high acceleration through the ball and the yips. The first reason I believe that a player develops the yips is because they have a short backstroke. Okay, so their backstroke is too short in length for the desired putt. This means that they aren't building up enough power for their desired putt. If your backstroke is too short, you're going to have high acceleration through the ball to actually get the ball to your desired target. And if your backstroke is too short, you aren't building up enough power. And again, all of these things are linked to the need for a high acceleration through impact. If we had a backstroke that was long enough, then we're going to build up enough power, so then we don't need to accelerate through the ball. And that's something you'll see with tour professionals on TV. They'll have a nice amount of power built up in their backstroke, so they won't need to have high acceleration through the ball. They allow themselves to have constant tempo through impact because they do a lot of the work in their backswing. Cameron Smith's putting coach talks about the analogy of building up all the energy you need and then letting the putter coast. And that is the complete opposite to the yips. The yips is when you don't build up enough energy in the backstroke, so then you have to have that high acceleration through the ball and you don't allow that putter to coast through the impact position. The second reason why I believe a player develops the yips is because their backstroke is too slow. So this would mean that your backstroke again isn't building up enough power needed for the desired putt. And this would then be a cause for high acceleration through the impact position. So say if your backstroke is actually long enough in length, but it is slow, then you're still not building up enough power needed for the desired putt. So if you want to get your ball to the hole with a slow backstroke, then you're going to need high acceleration through the impact position. So both of these reasons obviously link to the backstroke. And I believe the backstroke is the key catalyst for a good putting stroke. If your backstroke is either slow in tempo or short in length, then both of these reasons are going to combat for high acceleration through the ball, because you need to have that high acceleration to get the ball to the hole, because you haven't put in the work needed in the backstroke. If, for example, you had a long enough backstroke and a quick enough backstroke and you built up enough power in that backstroke, if you had high acceleration through impact, then that ball would end up going 10 feet past the hole, possibly, or way past the hole. Because you've built up a good amount of power in the backstroke, that then allows you to have constant tempo for impact, which again is the opposite to what the yips is. So yes, obviously the yips can be a mental block, but that mental block, I believe, comes from a flaw in the backstroke, because that flaw in the backstroke is going to be the need for high acceleration through the ball. So I've got 2 balls here and I'm going to demonstrate a yippy stroke and a non-yippy stroke. Let me start with the stroke that is more linked in with the yips. So this player is going to have a very slow and a very short backstroke because they're not going to build up enough power in this section. So they're going to need high acceleration to get the ball to the hole. So let's go. I'm going to try and put the slowest and shortest stroke or backstroke on the ball. So you can see there, I had a very slow and a very short backstroke. And in order to get the ball to be level with the hole, I had to have quite high acceleration through the ball. Now, if I'm going to have a quick enough and a long enough backstroke for this desired putt, then I'm not going to need to have that high acceleration through the ball. So you can see there, I built up enough power in the backstroke, which then allowed me to have constant tempo through the ball. And that second stroke there was the complete opposite to the yips, compared to the first stroke, which was a very yippy stroke. So I hope you guys found that video informative. and you found out a few new things about the causes of the yips. I do obviously believe that it can be a mental thing, but that mental thing definitely stems from technical faults. If this is something that you do and you feel that you have a bit of a yippy stroke, then try to combat these things by having a quicker and a longer backstroke, and then you can have that smoother tempo through the ball and that zero acceleration impact. That's the key number that we're really looking for. If you can like and subscribe, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.